We are never aware of any even ministerial committee where for us to even say that we are part of that committee. We only heard of it when the Director General held the press conference and said that schools will resume on the 18th of January 2020.
So the very first time we heard about this calendar was during that press conference?
Yes. We've never been consulted on anything.
The teachers that are supposed to implement this calendar, the unions did not have any form of representation.
We have not been consulted, and even per the collective bargaining agreement, you should know that we should be consulted when it comes to the academic, even the period or the timetable. At least we should be consulted on that one.
So per the collective bargaining agreement, if there are variations to the time you spend in the classrooms, you should be spoken to.
Yes, that is what it says, that the union should discuss that one with our employer, which is Ghana Education Service.
That's interesting to hear from the very beginning. But first of all, what do you then make of the calendar that you are seeing, aside the issue that you were not consulted?
No, we don't want to take a stance now. But we've come up with a statement and we've made it clear that we were not consulted. So we have written to Ghana Education Service that they should call us so that we sit down and think about the whole thing again. And the calendar that they brought, they should withdraw it and then invite us so that we sit and discuss this very matter.
Because the schools are supposed to reopen today. If you're not clear on exactly how you work, then what are the schools reopening to? And if you teachers are demanding that this be withdrawn, then that creates a situation of uncertainty, does it not?
We don't have any problem of schools reopening today. Definitely we are going to school. But they should hold this whole calendar, this whole semester thing, that a KG pupil ought to go to school continuously for 20 weeks. I mean, can you imagine? Fortunately or unfortunately, last year, September, we wrote to Ghana Education Service and even the Labour Committee and complained that the JHS, both teachers and students, are complaining about this semester system because they were doing 22 weeks. Even those have been tertiary institutes, they are the universities and go. Have they been doing 22 weeks? And now you said it is starting from KG to senior high school, and we are all going to run a semester system. And it is a ministerial committee decision or whatsoever. We have never been consulted. So they should withdraw the whole policy and then call us so that we'll have a thorough discussion on this whole thing.
Oh, okay. So this was the issue I was raising just a moment ago with an educationist when we were speaking to him, because I realized that from listening to the teachers that I know at the junior high school level, they were in school for, you said 22 weeks, and you were complaining about it.
Yes, we complained. We complained about it, and they said we should write because it is a cabinet decision, and we wrote to them last November.
So you wrote to them in November only for them to roll it out at every other level?
Roll it out now from KG to even the senior high school.
Who did you write to?
Yes, sir?
Who did you write to? Because
we wrote to our employer, that is Ghana Education Service, because that is what it said, that we should write through them.
So it will go through the education ministry to the Ghana Education Service through the ministry, and you're hoping, you hope that it will get to
wherever it's supposed to. Yes.
Wow. So this decision must be a slap in the face.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And your demand now is put a hold to it, suspend it. Let's sit down and talk.
Yes, let's sit down and so that we'll come out with something that is very acceptable, something that will help the learners and then help the teachers as well.
For someone, aside the collective bargaining agreement that you mentioned, why is it important that they speak to you?
Oh, at least you are the employer. And I'm not, you see, we all discussed it, the collective bargaining agreement. All the stakeholders in education sat down, and then we came out with that agreement that anything that concerns academic work, the unions should be consulted, and it should be discussed with the unions as such before it is implemented, so that at least, since we are representing the teachers, we can also give our consent. So it is something in the right direction. And we all signed it. The minister signed, and everybody. We all attended our signal. Correct.
Let me end by asking you. You are a union leader. Are you getting any reactions to this from your members?
Definitely. Definitely. That is why we came out with this statement that we don't do anything about it. They might think we've been consulted, we went and started with Ghana Education Service, and we agreed to it. While they complain to us that they are having problems with the semester system being run at the junior high school level. So they are complaining.
So this is a redemption of sort for you.
Oh yeah, that is, and we started doing something about it. And as a matter of fact, there is the need for us to get to the bottom of this very much. And we don't like the way Ghana Education Services have treated us.
You are reopening today. You'll be starting academic work. Do you have any time frame within which you want to hear about what happens to this calendar? Because if you issue,
we know definitely, we know definitely they will call us. If they don't call us, we advise ourselves. That is what we have said in our press release, and we should do it as early as possible.